Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you so much for joining me for our weekly gaming news stream. Guys and girls, thank you so much to the latest subscriber, Guy Froderman and White Panther. Thank you so much for hitting up the chat. Guys, we got some crazy news to get into tonight. President of Nintendo has accidentally acknowledged the Switch Pro. This is the second time it happens to Nintendo. We'll talk a little bit about that, and also the great Xbox heist of the decade. Wait until you guys and girls hear about how Xbox lost $10 million to one of their own. Let's go! The greatest Xbox heist happened, and it went on for years without anyone ever knowing, you guys. A former employee of Microsoft Xbox, went on to swindle and steal over $10 million of gift cards from Microsoft. This story comes to us via Bloomberg. Let's take a look at it real quick, and I would like to hear your guys' opinion. I think I really messed up his name, but Vladimir Kavishuk received $15 code a few weeks before Christmas in 2017 among a batch of 20 others worth $300 altogether. He was an engineer who worked for Microsoft, but the engineer, who went by Vova for short and was in his mid-20s, hadn't paid for the Xbox gift cards, nor were they some early holiday present from relatives. He had begun a full-time job at Microsoft headquarters in Redmond, Washington, testing the company's e-commerce infrastructure. His team's focus was to simulate purchases on Microsoft's online store, looking for glitches in the payment system. This meant making lots of pretend purchases in the store. So what he was tasked with was that he was supposed to pretend to make like a purchase to test out the payment system. This was his job. And so, for example, if he added a Dell PC to his shopping cart, he would use a fake credit card Microsoft had provided, complete the transaction, and document any errors. The system knew the purchase was fake and wouldn't deliver the device to his doorstep. At least that was what was supposed to happen. Then the engineer found out a bug that would change his life, a flaw so obvious that he couldn't bring himself to report it to his managers. What was the flaw, you ask? He noticed that whenever he tested purchases of gift cards, the Microsoft store dispensed real 5x5 codes on him. He could generate virtually unlimited codes, all for free. A former senior engineer on his team, who, like other sources in the story, spoke on the condition of anonymity to avoid being publicly associated with the wrongdoing, says that was the Halo Age equivalent of a frontier bank leaving its vault unlocked. So Microsoft employee says when they don't get caught, they'll figure all I need is 6 guys to empty out the safe one night when no other employees are around. Kavashuk started small, generating Xbox cards in increments from $10 to $100, but his haul quickly escalated. By the time the federal agents caught up with him almost 2 years later, he had stolen more than 152,000 Xbox gift cards worth, get this you guys, worth at $10.1 million, and was living off the proceeds in a 7-figure lakefront home with plans to buy a ski, a yacht, a seaplane. This past November, a judge sentenced him to 9 years in prison. This was insane, you guys. An insane story that can be found on Bloomberg. And you know, he ended up stealing over $10 million. I would see these for really discounted price on eBay, and I'm wondering, was he the one trying to sell them to me? But anyways, in the end, you know, he got away with it for like a good 2 to 3 years. I mean, it happened back in 2017. He barely got convicted of it this year. And now he is looking at 9 years in prison. This story is insane, you guys. And I would love to hear your opinion of it. It's okay. During a shareholder meeting, Nintendo was asked about the long-rumored console and remained cryptic in its answer. Nintendo president Shutaru Furukawa said the company will continue to focus on creating unique games, and in order to achieve this, we will continue to propose games using a dedicated game console with integrated hardware and software. He goes on to say, we are constantly developing hardware, software, and dedicated peripherals, but will refrain from commenting on products under development. This is where they might have revealed something about the Switch Pro, you guys. Taking a look at his statement. This statement, some people are taking as an acknowledgement that Nintendo is working on the Switch Pro, when he said, but we will refrain from commenting on specific products under development. The big takeaway from this is that they did not deny it, you guys. They did not deny it. They could have easily said, we don't have any hardware currently in development. They could have easily said that. But you know, myself and a lot of other YouTubers have said this could be interpreted one of many ways, but clearly he did not deny the existence of the Switch Pro. If we were to see it in 2021 is yet to be seen. But you guys, there's a Switch Pro incoming. It's in development. It's not fake. If you disagree, that's all good too. You can let me know in the comments. But the final news story of the evening, this is a bonus one. It's not in the description. Well, it is in the description, but it's not in the title of the video. And we're talking about a new, yeah, that's right, a new Dead Space incoming, you guys. Who is a fan of Dead Space? I love that game with all my heart. One of my favorite games on Xbox 360. Some of you might have played it on PS3. You can let me know in the chat, you know, what system you preferred to play it on. VentureBeat did an article on this. There is a new remastered version of Dead Space. This is all but confirmed at this point. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, Dead Space remake is in the works at Motive. This is what's oh, Jeff Grubb, that's who this guy is. I've been wondering. I see his name pop up a lot on Twitter. So is he a writer for VentureBeat? Is that what's going on? I think I finally, live on stream with you guys, I have finally found out who Jeff Grubb is. So Electronic Arts has Star Wars, a co-developer Motive, working on a new Dead Space game. They reached out to EA for comments and will update the story with any input from the publisher, but this was originally leaked by Eurogamer and Gematsu, that's how you say it, Gematsu. For its Dead Space game, developer Motive is taking notes from Capcom's recent Resident Evil remakes, like Resident Evil 2 Remake. Expect the next Dead Space to use the original game as a strong foundation, but it should also have modern visuals, and it will likely bring in new gameplay mechanics inspired by other entries in the franchise. Guys, for those of you who have a PS5, how awesome would it be to use a DualSense on Dead Space? Man, I'm ready to feel that haptic feedback, man. I'm ready to feel those triggers when I'm playing Dead Space. You know, a lot of people say Dead Space is a horror game. I don't consider it a horror game. What do you guys think? It never scared me. Like, none of the 3 games scared me. But anyways, let's go on with the article. EA has likely also warmed up to the idea of producing single-player adventures after the success of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. If it's coming from EA, don't give us microtransactions, man. Please. I beg of thee. And girls, thank you so much for checking out this news stream. Please consider leaving a like and a sub if you would like to stay on top of the latest PS5 Series X restock news. As I see you next time. Stay safe, stay awesome. You're cool. Guys, we're gonna see you later, man. Yeah.